Test automation killing bug hunting. And that gets a. And you will see why as I read it. Okay. So, are there people on this sub who thinks that test automation has just killed? Wow, that's very strong words. Killed looking and hunting for defects. This is the only thing that used to give me joy in QA. All right, in that case, we're going to go with this one as well. But it seems companies only care about automation irrespective of what quality it gives. I hardly find any defects through automation. It's only good for smoke testing. What are your views? Well. Let's get to it. Because I love this question. But let's start the clock. You see, Mitch, I kind of figured out the clock. There's some things that are missing. But, I'm resourceful. I am resourceful. Okay. So, is automation killing bug hunting? The answer is yes. Automation has destroyed, killed, murdered. It has murdered bug hunting. And due to that, why do I celebrate this? Because I'll tell you right now what I've been working on since Friday. We were working on something at work and we thought everything was all good and working. We deployed it and it was exactly like this, right? Where's my thing? It was like, I lost it. How did I put it? But what had happened was it didn't work. It was like, nah, not happening. Okay. Not happening. It was like this. And we had to roll it back. And the reason that it wasn't working is because we were under the impression that this thing only worked in one spot, right? But it turns out it works it has features it's like an octopus. It has speakers, it has features and stuff that makes it work all over the place, right? So what I said was, well, you know what? I'm going to see if I can update our automation to cover all of those scenarios. Now, if we have about 150 automated tests that runs in one location, and we have to expand it to like 3 or 4 locations. How in the world would you be able to test all of that by doing bug hunting? See, I don't care. And I think if as a QA, you're getting joy from finding defects, well, I find joy in working software. I find joy in once our sprint is done and our sprint goal has been met, and now the developers and me and the scrum master and the product owner, the product manager, we can just be like, oh yeah, that was a good sprint. That was a lot of work, but we got it done and we get to, hang out, chill, have a good time. I do not find joy in finding defects over and over and over again, because guess what? If I find a bunch of defects, that means I didn't do a good job because I didn't communicate to my developers what I'd be looking for and put in their mind that QA perspective. So when there's a bunch of bugs, like one bug here and there, makes sense, right? It happens. But when we're just like looking for bugs and like, do we not have anything better to do with our times? See, like I always tell you guys, my most important resource is my time. Because I want to, like, the time that I spend, see, and this is a problem, right? And this is why you guys get fired. This is why the jobs be like this.
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
See, that's why they're like that. Because you want to spend the time just bug hunting all day long, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When when are we actually getting the work done? When are we going to when are we pushing it to production? You know, like one of the things that I used to like, it used to make me sick to my stomach. Although necessary, but it used to make me sick to my stomach of right when we're about to deploy, I find a bug. I'm like, why didn't I find this earlier? Why didn't I think of this before? And now now the deployment is being delayed because of me because I didn't find it early enough. So if automation can help catch these things, because automation doesn't catch new issues. Well, sometimes it does if you write your automation early enough, but usually you end up writing your automation after you have manually tested it and then you write your code. But I don't want to be finding the same bugs over and over and over again. A software should not have bugs that randomly creep in. It shouldn't happen. So when you're saying like finding joy in bug hunting, that means you're finding joy in not doing your job right. QAs find bugs, yes, of course, but you don't want it to be like the norm of like, oh, finding a bunch of bugs. You want to be able to stop it before it even happens. Stop it before it even happens. And that's my goal. I don't like finding it. Like, I don't want to find defects in production. When we find them and we take care of them. But I don't want that to be the norm. I don't want to find defects right before we go to deploy. And if I'm going to find a defect, I want it to be a defect while testing, a sub defect. But I'd rather the developers, the engineers, and I be on the same page so that we can prevent it from happening in the first place. You know? So what's that saying? Prevention is the best medicine or something like that? That's how I feel about it, right? Alrighty then. Hopefully that answered your question, but no, let's not. I don't find joy in bug hunting. I find joy in working software. All right?
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.